Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. This is Hello Carlene. I'm Carlene, your host, and this is your flower reading. This is a timeless reading, and it is actually a reading that I'm doing because someone asked me to. Siobhan, Siobhan, who's always in my lives, she asked me to do a flower reading again. The last one I did is a couple of years ago. So I'm doing this one, and it's timeless. Like I said, before we dive into the choice, and you get to choose, of course, which flower, choose your flower. I'd like to remind you of the things that I'm offering. For example, the remote viewing course that is coming up in February. You want to sign up for that now. It does have limited space and capacity, so do that now. The link is in the description box below. But also the trip to southern France, the retreat that we're going to be doing, which is exciting and fun and relaxing, enjoyable and educating all at the same time. You'll find that also in the description box below this video. Reach out, let me know with whatever questions that you may have. Let's get to it. So this is your choice. Take a deep breath in and choose your flower. Okay, so I hope you've chosen your flower, and I have them right here. So, oh, they smell so good. Okay, so let's get to it. I'm going to start off with the pink gerbera. So the pink gerbera just really, really reached out to me. It's like me, screaming me. So let's do this one. And we can see that it's wide open. So those of you that chose this pink gerbera, it feels that, you're into beauty. So that's one thing for sure. You're into looking good, you're into style, you're into making yourself look friendly and happy. You probably have an outgoing, extroverted kind of personality. You're very open towards others. You like to present yourself in a certain way. You're also very delicate and sensitive, but you're stronger than you look. This is a strong stalk. Like even just lightly, I can't bend it. Like the roses, I'll be able to bend probably, but this one I can't. If I bend it, it breaks. So there's something to you that is kind of very strong because you're easily, I won't say broken, but yeah, there are ways to get to you. It's also very fuzzy. The stalk is fuzzy. So you may be someone that people lean on. You may also be dealing with some kind of weight or health concerns. That's another thing that that's coming up for me because you're very strong, like it's unbalanced kind of strong. So it has to be coming out in some way, shape, or form, probably through your health. You've got a little bent leaf here all the way at the bottom, and that's catching my eye, and it feels like, there were some things, and here's another one. There were some things in the beginning of your life that didn't quite go as planned, as your soul had intended. And that did bend you, but you've managed to overpower that. You've managed to grow a new leaf or grow new petals, grow new ideas about yourself, and believe in those just as much. You've been able to change. You've got one little petal here where something or someone has nibbled, and it's a little, there we go. It's a little corner that's been nibbled off. And so it feels as if, yeah, you're really good at setting boundaries and keeping them. And it just feels as if you outshine everything that comes to you. So if someone's like coming to you and trying to come with negative energy, oh, like you're not going to do that, or that's impossible to do, or people don't do that, and you're like, oh, yeah, okay. Right? And you just let them believe whatever and you carry on your sunshiny way. There's some kind of simplicity about you as well. So it's not that you're a simple person, you just like to keep things simple. So if you're like, I like you or I don't like you, it's pretty straightforward with you. Like there's no hashing or rehashing. So the color pink, like this gentleness, but also this sensitivity and this a tendency to see life through rose-colored glasses is what comes up here. Now, it's a very smooth stalk and it's very strong. It's had some bumps and bruises, but otherwise it's very strong. So this gives me the impression that you may have grown up in an environment that allowed you to like really focus on and develop yourself. And this doesn't mean that, you were indulged in as a child but you had room to move or room to maneuver, room to develop yourself, room to be yourself. And that's exactly what you've done and what you've did. It could be that you are best suited for creative arts visually and visual arts, creative arts. I'm seeing filmmaking, acting, painting, photography, that kind of thing, and things that don't really change. So you're all about consistency and stability. I just want to, like it's all of a sudden I feel like, oh, this needs to be a pin. It would be such a bright pin. And oh. So it's like you beautify spaces, you beautify environments, you love beautiful places and spaces and environments. And it also feels as if you've come into your own strength as an identity, as a person, as a woman, dare I say, but you've somehow kept your girliness, um your freshness about you. You may have been very close to your grandmother. This is also another energy that is coming in strong with this pink gerbera, is a kind of a grandmother energy. And you may have been really close to your granny or your grandma. And it feels like there's this energy that is watching over you or that is seeing you being the continuation of something. There's also something very original about you, very virgin-y. So some of you watching maybe, but some of you maybe just in your energy, you're able to completely dismiss the past. You're able to completely shed the past, like it rolls off of you like water off a duck's back. Just, you keep moving, you keep sailing, and you just focus on the sun. You focus on the sunlight. So it does feel like this is, this message coming to you is you've prevailed. You've really prevailed. You're coming up and out. You're stunningly beautiful. People see you as beautiful. You have a lot going for you. Focus on the visual arts, on your creativity, on getting some kind of, how should I put this? Focus on putting your creativity out there and you'll see it's going to come back to you. But also sales. I'm also picking up sales energy from some of you. So you'd be good at real estate sales, sales of pretty much anything you'd be really good at because you show up like you're really present. You're not invisible. You're super present. You're there and in a positive way though, in an open, positive, lighthearted way. And it really feels like you're able to bring joy into a space. You're able to bring joy into someone's life. Yeah. So it feels like what's coming next for you is appreciation. Yeah. And it feels like some of you may not have been appreciated for some time, or you may not have felt that appreciation. But this is what's coming next for you is it being made to feel appreciated. People are going to appreciate you. They're going to show you their appreciation. They're going to let you know how appreciated you are. They're going to like there's some kind of acknowledgement or recognition that's going to happen with you, okay? But appreciation is coming up for you. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Who do I feel drawn to? I want to go to this pink carnation. Carnation, it's interesting. Carnations. I usually always associated them with milk or baby food and a carnation dried milk kind of thing. And so here we have this beautiful hot pink carnation. Oh, this color looks good. Oh my goodness. So in any case, this hot pink carnation and it really feels fun. It feels exciting. It feels fresh. It feels outgoing, extroverted, curious about life. And I feel like you're repressing that. You're holding that back. So you really love these kind of flowers because that allows you to explore that feeling without having to actually do something about it. But it's time you did something about it. So as I'm reading this flower and feeling into it, it feels like it's time to shine. You may be afraid of shining your light, of being visible, of being seen. You may be holding yourself back, but you really don't have anything to hide or to be afraid of. You can like let yourself be seen. Go out there and let people worship you, adore you, tell you how amazing you are. And you limit yourself. You cut yourself off. Look at these here. This one's cut off. This one's cut off. Okay. So you limit and cut yourself off. You can kind of tend to stand in your own way. Yeah. I'm not quite sure why yet, but you stand in your own way somehow, and you kind of, all these new offshoots and ideas. You may have been told at an early stage in your life that you're too much, and this may have shut you down, or you may have learned to shut yourself down. And you may have been told that because you keep yourself in a very tight hold, but inside it's a party. It's a party in there. And you actually have a lot of love for life, but you keep yourself very disciplined, tightly controlled, together. Now, the thing is that there are three main stages that happen in your life, but the thing is that this discipline that you have upon yourself is actually a good thing. But it's okay to not cut yourself off and to just live, to grow discipline, but also with this wild energy and just see what happens, see where it takes you. People see you as sexy, okay? Like people see you as sexy. They see you as being very attractive, very sexy, very magnetic, very flirty, fun, pretty, cute. These are all attributes that seem to go along with you. There are three main stages that happen in your life, or three main chapters, three main events that happen in your life that really determined how you grew or who you grew into. And one, I'd say, of course, between 7 and 10. For some reason, that's the number that's popping up down here. Then up here, I'd say somewhere in the 15, 16 range, and it's still producing offshoots. Like we can still see some small things coming out here. So there's still mindset or ideas that you connect with your teenage years. You need to, explore those a little bit more. And then I'd say your 20s to 30s up here. Now, this is a general reading. If I was reading for one person in particular, it would be easier for me to pinpoint the ages and stages. But since it's such a broad group, I'll just leave it at that. But in any case, it does feel as if, there are three main events that kind of positioned you to be who you are today. And if you think about it, just ask yourself, what were the three chapters that really were pivots in my life that made my life shift, or my mindset or my mentality about my life shift? And you'll find them. But yeah, people think you're amazing, like you're good looking, you're interesting, you're spunky, you're courageous, you're all these things, but you kind of tend to keep a lid on it, and you're cutting yourself off. You're cutting your own wings. It's not being done to you. You're doing it in order to fit in wherever you are. And enough is enough. You don't have to do that anymore. Okay. So live your life completely and totally, and do what comes into your mind to do. So whatever inspirations or insights you may have, go do that, explore it, see where it leads you, see where it takes you. Okay. Moving onward now and turning this vase to see which one am I pulled to next. Ooh, okay. Now we've got these four little berries here. And interesting. This is so pretty. Like the colors are pretty. You need to be productive. Like it's very important to you to be productive and to be of benefit to others. But that production can sometimes, in being of benefit, be a burden to you. Look how it's bending. See? It's not standing up like the other ones. It's the longer I hold it, the more it's going to bend over. So you've been holding up under pressure, under strain of providing for someone or others, of being of use, of all this whole mindset that I have to produce, I have to give, I have to, everything about me has to benefit others. And producing fruit. It could also be that you're a mother, that you have children, or that you're planning on having children. But I feel for most of you that chose this, it's going to be other people in your life that you tend to take care of. You could be a supervisor or boss, you could be self-employed, you could be you know, team leader, group leader, that kind of thing. But it feels like you've taken on some kind of burden or pressure to be responsible for the producing of something or the productivity of something, and that your productivity is key. The color is red. Red is so many things. It's aggression, yes, assertion, it's life force, it's ripeness, it's readiness, it's sexuality, it's drive, it's a lot of things, and it's cooled off by the beautiful green behind it. So it feels like you know how to balance, but it's time for you to really do it, okay? Because this is not balance. So you know how to balance, you know what to do to balance, but you need to do it. This is also important for you. Like, it's not just important for others that you're productive, it's your whole value system. It's your value system that is making this so important to you. And I feel that to get where you are today, to get where you are now, you've cut off the past. You've cut off connections, experiences, peoples. These are all spots where there were leaves, they're all cut off. You've cut all of that off. You have no compunction. You have no issues with cutting off what doesn't serve you anymore, like zero. You're quite easily and capable of doing that. So who and what is around you right now is who and what you need or want to be around you, and you're quite happy with that. Mm, some of you may be pregnant or thinking about pregnancy, hoping, praying for a pregnancy. Some of you may be really invested in some kind of a project and watching it bloom. But otherwise, the message for you seems to be don't overwork yourself. Like, don't try to prove yourself like that. You don't need to. And you don't need to prove your worth or your value through your productivity or what you're able to produce. Okay. All right, moving onwards. What else am I drawn to right now? Ooh, okay. So we've got, one second. It's entangled with the rose. We've got here these beautiful yellow little flowers, and look at how many there are. And it's so you are all over the place. I feel like you're spread thin, okay? You might be really spread thin. You might have 1,000 different things going at once, but it also feels that you're overall really happy. Like you're really, really happy. You're about to kick some things off though from your list of to-dos, because I've got this flower head here that's just hanging and ready to drop, and another one here that just broke over. So these are things, there's some things that you've decided, you know what, I'm not going to take care of that anymore. That's not my business. And but you're still busy, like you have so much going on. So this is, I feel, social butterfly, networking, chit-chatting, gossipy, probably. Also into herbs and healing, and into natural healing. I also feel like you have the abilities of a healer, and there's something really sunshiny and peppy about you. Like there's it's this can-do attitude. And I hear this singing. It's like Disneyland singing, you know, in a Disney movie or something, when they're working hard and we can do it, and you know, pushing things forward kind of thing. And you have that song inside of you of endurance, perseverance, of pushing through, of making things work, making things happen. And it just feels as if you're the one that kind of keeps things going. You just keep chugging. You just keep chugging, chugging, chugging along. Um, it does feel as if you benefit from a positive mindset, and in your natural state of being, you are very positive. Friendships are also important to you. Friendships and connections are your lifeblood. It's not just for, you know, relationships that you live for. You're a person who actually needs their friends. And needs to socialize, needs to be in a community of people. Community work would benefit you. But otherwise, I'm picking up on this healing energy, healing the spirits, healing depression as well. You're quite capable of helping people heal from that. Some of you may have been going through that, and so you don't realize that as you go through it, you learn, and then you're able to share it. So it does feel as if, though your general disposition is very sunny, very light, very happy, very joyous, very yay. Um, and yeah, so much to do, so many things. I'm surprised you're even watching this reading because you have got so much to do, so much on your plate, so many places to go, people to meet, things to see, and it just, yeah, sometimes it's overwhelming. You like to be out and about. hmm And you quickly lose interest in things though, so things have to really be deep and profound and get you on deeper levels. Otherwise you really lose interest quick. Like you just, oh, you reach out, you connect, and then people have to catch you. And we're seeing that because this is the only flower in here where the petals are starting to wilt. Okay. So it's plus being in a crowded space, as pretty as you can make it look and contribute to it being a great experience for all. You like to withdraw and do your own thing every now and then. You like to be surrounded by other like-minded, or tall grasses, but you just stand there and do your own thing, and you're happy just singing in the breeze. So every now and then you need to withdraw, you need to do your own thing, you need space. Um, but then you come back in and you're like, ta-da, here I am. So it does feel really good. This feels like what I want to, the message that seems to be coming through for you is taking a break, yeah, going on holidays, thinking about holidays, taking days off, taking time for yourself, taking time to spend with your loved ones, that kind of thing. I also feel if you're looking for what is it should I do with my life, look into healing, check into healing. This can be energy healing, holistic healing, whatever kind of healing that, speaks to you. Herbal healing, herbal medicines. This may also be something for you. But it feels like you're quite able to, as unorganized as it looks on the outside, you have your own organization, you know what works for you, and you make that happen. You just do your thing and somehow it all works out. Okay. Alrighty. So thank you. I feel so happy just putting these back in. It's just like they're singing la 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 la, like that dwarf song, dwarf song going to work. Yeah, in the Disney movie Snow White, I think that's what I'm hearing. You're also very hardworking. That's another thing I'm picking up. You're very hardworking, dedicated to your craft, but things have to go quickly. Like you can't be working at something forever. Like that doesn't work for you. It has to start quick, be done quick, and you're going to do a fantastic job. And you can work on many different things simultaneously. You can multitask like nobody's business, but every now and then you just need to take a deep step back, take a deep breath in and out and just relax into things again to find your own energy in your own space. Okay. Now the shy ones are coming up. Ooh, these are really, um, you with those of you that chose these ones, it feels like, wow, look, there are three. Okay. Some of you are in a long-term partnership or married, okay? And it feels like you're almost losing your sense of self due to this identification with partner or the state of your relationship status. And so your life force energy is going really thin. It does feel as if your focus on joy is not really that there anymore. It's time for you to get that back. Okay. Some of you have been in survival forever. You've been in survival for quite a long time, and it's hard. It's hard for you to get out of that, even though you're in a better space now. You're still constantly looking at how can I use minimal energy just to get by, just to get by. And some of you are doing that, just that. You're just getting by, like you're just existing. And it's time for you to really blossom, bloom, go out there. Now, some of you are very, very delicate as well. You're part of one of the delicate ones. That's what I'm hearing. And you're one of the ones that are super sensitive to everything that's going on. And through your sensitivities, like you pick up really easily on your environment, on trends, on the flow and current of energies. And through that, it shows in your state of health, overall health and well-being, and what you do in life, how things are going on around you. You're one of the markers of the flow of energy in your community. Okay. Look how beautiful these leaves are. They go all the way around the stalk and sometimes around two stalks. See, like that one. These are some of the most beautiful leaves I've ever seen. Or pet, yeah. Yeah, wow. So in any case, there's a subtle beauty about you and a really quiet style that people learn to appreciate the more they get to know you. And there's a quiet support that you provide in the background. And through your presence, just being there and you taking up that space, people don't feel as alone. They don't feel as isolated or as if they have to do things all by themselves. But you have to be really careful about codependencies, either creating them or being in them yourself. But yeah, codependencies are a thing for you. So it feels as if it's time for you to really make your own path, you know, have a look at life through your own lens and not just be the support or in the background for others to shine. Look at what you're doing here. Okay. Not being in the support or the background for others to shine against you, like this Gerbera, but to really shine on your own. Shine on your own. Okay. Moving onward, and I'm feeling the sunset rose. Now, the sunset rose is wow. Okay. This one is gorgeous. Look at the colors. It looks like it glows from within, yeah. And it also looks like it's been through quite a bit. So you must be stunning. You may not be feeling it right now. Something may have clipped all your thorns. Something may have taken off your leaves. Some kind of an incident, I feel, which went against your very essence of being, you know, came up for you. And you are someone who's held very loosely and very lightly. Like you've gotten to a place now where independence is so important for you. And it's hard now to even hold yourself as tightly as you used to, or tightly to certain standards or mores or anything like that that was given to you when you grew up. You are definitely doing your own thing. How you're watching this is interesting. So it feels as if people do see that you're beautiful, but you're also in a sense unapproachable. Okay. So in a sense, they feel like, oh, you know, she won't appreciate it if I approach her and take away from her time to herself or her pizzazz or whatever she's concentrated on or focused on and doing. It also feels though as if you're dealing with issues of abandonment and possibly issues of rejection. It's eating away at you. And you don't see your own beauty. That's another thing, is you don't see that you're gorgeous. You don't see that you're stunning. You don't see that people see that. You're just wondering, why do they take pieces of my leaves? Why do I have to cut off pieces of myself so that they don't hurt themselves and we all get along? Why do, oh, and there's something growing back out of this. So one of the wounds that you have, you started growing something out of it. It's probably not going to show up on camera, but there's something growing out of where this branch was cut off or this leaf. So it feels as if you know how to heal yourself and you know how to start over from scratch. You may have started over from scratch several times, and you just you really know how to How actually you just shine without any effort at all. Like you're not even trying and you just shine. You just shine. But a part of you is even because you're so stunning, a part of you is even in awe of yourself or pulling back from you. You're not supporting yourself the way you should. You're not holding yourself the way you should. You're not believing in yourself the way you should. And the stem is still firm. Okay, so it's still firm, and already the cup though is releasing the petals, releasing the crown here. Yeah, you need to be held very lightly, very, very lightly. Also because of your broken petals. And it's almost as if you're also, kind of there's shame in this as well as I'm picking this up. It feels like you may be ashamed because it's taken you so long and you're still not fully healed. You expect to be fully healed when your leaves are perfect and your crown is being held tightly and everything looks just perfect. But this is perfect. So the way you look right now, the way you are right now is perfection. This is part of the stages of life. And this is just something that you're learning to accept right now. Some of you may have issues with aging as well, yeah? Just saying. You may be kind of struggling with that aspect of life, with that aspect of things, and you're feeling like nobody's seeing you as being beautiful anymore, but people see you as being beautiful, and you give depth to everyone and everything that you touch. So let's see. Let me pull this out, and now it's just this playful, light little bouquet. But the minute I put you in there, you add a depth and a dimension that just makes this bouquet really, really, really stunning. So you add depth and dimension to things without even realizing. So here, see? And you round things out, you make things more exquisite and beautiful. You've got style and pizzazz as well, but I also feel the loneliness, like leading a lonely kind of existence. Okay, you need to get out more and trust that you have a lot to give and a lot to offer, even if you feel like, oh my gosh, everybody's going to see that my leaves are all bent and everybody's going to see that I'm not perfect. You are perfect and you're going to be accepted for exactly who and what you are. And last but not least, we've got the three-pronged rose. I had no idea. I thought it was like two or three roses, but it's one branch and they're white. Well, now white roses can mean, of course, grief or sadness, but they can also mean purity and innocence. And we see the leaves here as well are a little bit bent out of shape, torn. This one's drying up already. But overall, it's very, very pretty. And these are smaller flowers, and they're three flowers. So I feel like, wow, okay. You're a more complex person. You look very simple on the surface, like very innocuous almost. You look very easy to understand, but the more people dig into you, they realize like you've got three heads like a hydra. And it depends on your mood. It depends, who people encounter or who they run into. So here we have this one is being held very tightly. So this must be a version of yourself that you're still working on. Here's a version of yourself that you're ready to jettison and let go. This one, I mean, sorry. And here's a version of yourself that you're probably living in right now. So it's there. I feel like past, present, and future all come together with you. I also feel that some of you are very close to maternal energies. So your mother, your grandmother, being in that trinity, almost being in that trine, could also be your grandmother, mother, grandchild or your child, like it can move forward as well. But it does feel as if there's a closeness in the matriarchy or the maternal line of your family. You may resemble the ones that came before. You may look like the ones that came before, or your daughter looks, if you have a daughter, then she looks like you. But there's a closeness here and a a light and a freshness. So what you bring to the collective is you brighten things up. So here we have the bouquet without you. And now we're going to put you in there and you just bring a light, a focus on light to this bouquet. See? And so your role in the community seems to bring light, to remind people of the light, to remind people to look up, to remind people to look at the light, to remind people to live in their purity, live in their joy, live in their happiness, and not always expect bad. I'm hearing humming and singing in the background, which is beautiful. And I'm seeing these flowers just swaying in the breeze as they look at the sun. And I feel like these ones literally would have done that. But also, that it's important for you to get out into nature a lot. You have to get out there, go for walks, look into the sun, have the sun shine on you, sing by yourself, things like that nature. You need to de-stress and come down from something as well. There's some kind of a health concern that's going on either in your life or your family's life or someone close to you as well. You may be very concerned about that, worried about that. I'm feeling like things are going to go well, they're going to go fine. So whoever you're worried about or concerned about, it's going to go okay. And if that's you, there you have it. But yeah, otherwise, I feel like some of you would be in the medical field or would be good in the medical field, different to a healer, right? Different to the healer who's working with grasses and plants. Medical field, like really implementing technology as well into all your doings. And you need a fresh, minimalist space to be inspired. Like you can't be in a maximalist space or be in a cluttered space. It needs to be a clean, fresh type of area for you to feel inspired and be inspired. Some of you are very afraid of passing on, like your thoughts keep rotating around what's next or the chapter that is coming next for you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not because it's bad, because it's fruitless, and you'll just keep your energy in a loop when you could be utilizing your energy to enjoy the time that you do have. And really important. People look to you for guidance and for clarity. Like the clarity that they see you as being very clear, as being very, yeah, shining a light, and they look to you for that. Okay. So that's what comes up for the flower readings. What's coming next for you, for those of you that chose the white flowers, feels like this is going to continue. Like your biggest legacy has to do with your connection to your family and the female members of your family. And it feels like this is what you're going to be investing in, continuing, and what is going to be sought from you moving forward. Some of you, I feel like there's some kind of a home renovation coming up or some kind of a home restructuring or things like that. Rearranging your home, decluttering would be good for you. Again, clean spaces are really important for you. You don't function well in clutter, okay? You don't. And so you need to sort all that out. Get rid of all the clothes that you're not wearing or haven't worn in a year. All the clothes you didn't wear in 2024, get rid of them. You're never wearing them again, ever. Guarantee it. Maybe a winter jacket, those are longer cycles, but otherwise, no. And that winter jacket probably once in like 5 years that you're going to be pulling it out. So just donate, but simplify your life. That seems to be the theme for you coming up in 2025 is to simplify your life, cut down on clutter, get clear and focused about what it is that you want, where you're headed, what you're going to be doing. And yeah, just doing one step at a time, doing what it needs to happen to make it, to get her done. Okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening, and I'm wishing you all the very, very, very best. These were very general readings. Of course, I can do a flower reading for you. That is way more specific, deeply, deeply, deeply specific. So if you're interested, just reach out, let me know, and I'll get that to you. Okay? Take care. Bye.